Do you know that this paste has no tomatoes in it or peppers? Hello Valley family, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you on how to make this vegetable paste. This was just made with veggies and you can use this to make your spaghetti, your stew, basically everything you can use your tomatoes to make. This is your perfect bet. Let's get right into the recipe. All you'll be needing are some cabbage and just few other ingredients. First of all, I've already washed and remove the outer layers of this cabbage as you can see. So I'm just going to cut this into big chunks, not tiny chunks, just like cut off the cabbage because you'll be roasting up and frying this just to bring out its flavor. Just watch as we proceed. So into my oven tray now, I'm going to transfer everything that we have cut into the oven tray. So just transfer everything to your oven tray. I'll proceed now to cut some beetroot. I use three medium-sized cabbage for this recipe. So for each cabbage, you'll be needing one beetroot. The beetroot is just what is going to give it that red color that our tomatoes has also. So after spreading this in the oven tray, so I'll proceed now to cut the beetroot. For one cabbage, you'll be needing one medium-sized beetroot. Just cut this up to enable this to just roast easily. This is just a perfect alternative when tomatoes are very expensive. You're not going to miss tomatoes at all because the texture they feel the same and the taste is just a bit slightly different, but it is nothing that you won't enjoy. So I'm just putting the beetroot into the oven tray and I'll be adding about two onions ball into this, just the big size bulbs of onions. So we are going to transfer this to the oven, but if you're not using your oven, you can just use your pot, your regular pot. Just pour your cabbage into it, just like this. Add in your beetroot and your bulb of onions. I use three onions for the tray cabbage. So just add this in, adding the rest of the beetroot. Cover this up and allow this to pan cook. Some minutes later, this is what it should look like. The vegetables have already cooked down, so I'm just going to stir this all together to just show you the outcome. Just the regular way your tomatoes would have done if you are cooking it before blending. You just know that the quantity is just going to reduce. This is just the same with all veggies. So this has cooked down. It's just going to give you that perfect texture. But if you don't want the texture, you can just blend outrightly. Just cut your cabbage, cut your beetroot and your onions and blend. But if you just want that texture like the tomato paste, you just have to cook it together just like this. So I'm just going to allow this to cool a little bit before we blend this. But let me just show you how the one from the oven, how it's looking like. It's slightly different from this, but it has already like absorbed some of the moisture from the veggies. That's just basically what it does. So here we have it. This is the one from the oven. You can see it's well grilled. At least it have reduced the water contents from these veggies. So I'm just going to pour in the one that we just did with pots, stir this all together. So I'm just going to put in this to my blender. Use a very strong, powerful blender to blend this so that you can blend it to puree. So I'm going to transfer everything to the blender and proceed to blend. After blending, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And guys, this is what we have. If I don't tell you, how will you know? See the texture that we have. This is already looking like tomato paste, right? If I don't tell you this has no tomatoes or peppers, you can't even know at all. See, I think I should even bottle this up and sell because this will really go very well. This is how to make your own vegetable paste at home. See, guys, you won't even mix tomatoes at all because this is so good. And see the quantity that we have here. This is actually the first batch of blending. I'm just going to blend the other ones and show you. We got more volume and you can use this for basically everything you use your tomatoes to make. This is so good, guys. You can just store this in an airtight container, put into your freezer, and this can last up to a month when stored properly in your freezer, and you can use as desired, guys. See, you don't need to complain about the high cost of tomatoes. I quickly made some spaghetti and I'm going to share with you. I also use this to make stew, which I'm still going to show you how it turned out. So for the spaghetti, I just went with my vegetable oil first, added in some of my aromatics, which are just ginger and garlic paste, some chopped onions, and here comes our star ingredients, our vegetable paste. Just add it in and stir this all together. One thing I'm going to add here is for you to know that this is going to splash a lot. These are just veggies, right? So I'm just going to add in a little water so that we can properly fry this. Add in your seasoning. I use some dried peppers to make this. Added in some mixed spices, seasoning powder, and salt. Stir this all together. Allow this to fry well. Once the oil comes to the top, at least you know that your stew base is ready. So that is just what I did here. As you can see, the stew is well fried as the oil has already come to the top. So add in the well cooked spaghetti into the sauce. You're just going to add in the spaghetti and mix this thoroughly. It is very simple and no one will know unless you tell them that this was just made with some veggies, right? So I'm just going to stir this all together and this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to finish this off by adding in some chopped spring onions, so add it in, and that is how I made this spaghetti using our vegetable paste, and it tasted really good, guys. It tasted really good. So I'm just going to share with you on how I made the Nigerian stew. So first of all, go in with the vegetable oil, of course. Add in your aromatics. Also, you need that for flavors in your stew. So after some minutes, I added in some chopped onions, allowed this to fry, just stir this all together, allow this to fry for some while before you add in the vegetable paste. This is the second batch that I just blended. So add in the vegetable paste. Sorry, just adding the vegetable paste into this. See, I'm adding the first batch I showed you guys because you want to make a very big pot of stew. So I'm just going to stir this all together. Just add a little water to the blender and pour this in. Add in your seasoning the same way you would have seasoned your stew. So I'm using dry pepper in this recipe. Add in some paprika. If you don't have paprika, you can use the shrimp seasoning for that pop of color. Add in your seasoning powder, your salt, your spices. Stir this all together. You're going to cover this up and allow this to fry. Actually, I added in some more pepper. So I'm just going to allow this to fry. Like I told you earlier, this is going to splash a lot. So you just be on the lookout. You're going to wipe and wipe as you cook. So right now I'm just going to cover this up and allow this to fry. So after a while, this is what it has come down to. I really fried this to reduce the water, just the regular way would have fried with our tomatoes. And I fried in some tomato paste here. This is totally optional. If you don't want, you can just go ahead and add in your protein to your stew. But I'm just showing you the process I did. Fried in some tomato paste with oil and added this to this. Add in my already cooked protein. I used some cow skin, that's a kanda. Added in some dried fish and some fried fish also. Add in some of your fish stock. Stir this all together. You're just going to allow this to mix well. The stew is already coming together as you can see. So I'm just going to cover up this pot and allow this to boil. Once the oil floats or comes to the top, just know that your stew is ready. So after some minutes, this is what we have. Our stew is ready, guys. This tastes really good, guys. Remember we roasted or pan cooked our veggies. This added to the flavor of this. I would just want you to try it out. You will understand what I mean. See, you won't even miss your regular tomato stews at all because this is so tasty. I quickly made some white rice to go with this, and the flavors was everything I wanted to try. Thank you guys for watching this video to this point. If you have enjoyed this recipe, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you in another video. Bye.